self-development for becoming rich. How do you do it? So you see, being born poor is not an excuse for dying poor. How you were born, you did not determine it. How you die, you can determine it. I love that statement. I want to say it again. You didn't determine how you were born, where you were born, to whom you were born, but you can determine how you die and in what style. Being born poor don't mean you die poor. So, self-development for becoming rich, what should you do? Number one, know these truths. Number one, how to persuade, how to negotiate, how to sell, and how to speak. These four things are the crux, the four legs on which sales, marketing, negotiation stand. You must know how to persuade. You must know how to negotiate. You must know how to sell. You must know how to speak. It is so major to advancing anything. If you don't know how to persuade, if you do not know how to negotiate, and you don't know how to sell or speak, you will not be able to make progress. Number two, you must know how to read people. Oh, this is a very major act, an art for wealth creation. The ability to read people. Some people are just emotionally blind. They don't know how to read. And because they can't read people, they fall into all kinds of pits. Emotional intelligence is needed in creating wealth. Reading people, you need to know how to read the wants of people. What do people want? What do people want? You see, I'm 72 years old. I come from a nation called Nigeria. If I were 40 years old and I know the things I know today, the second thing I would have taken on is agriculture. I will go and look for a land that is 1,000 acres and I will plant just rice. Now that the nation has banned rice, I'll plant just rice. That will be all I do. I know I cannot miss it. I know I cannot fail. So it's important for you to know how to read people, how to know their want, how to know what will satisfy them. You need to know how to read people and how to create what they need. Number three, create a mutual win-win atmosphere. You see, in wealth creation, part of developing yourself for wealth creation, number three, I just put number one on the screen so they can see it before we go to number two and then just go to number three, since some people may not see it and they are not likely to go to the site on time. Can you just put number one on the screen? Just put it quick, please. It's at the bottom to the left. All right, number three. Number three, create a mutual win-win atmosphere. How do you create mutual win-win atmosphere? Never try to always be the one who had the upper hand. When people see that in the process of you creating wealth, you are after their own well-being, they wouldn't mind putting so much in your hand. Create a mutual win-win atmosphere. Let other people make it when you make it. Let other people make it when you make it. When they make wealth, when you make wealth, let somebody make wealth. One of the greatest things that ever happened in the United States of America was the Silicon Valley, from where Microsoft came out, from where Zoom came out, from where the Alphabet company came out, the owners of Google, Yahoo, and YouTube. In that place, they ensured that some employees were so empowered that as they worked there, they became millionaires while they worked there. Create that kind of atmosphere, and you are on your way to becoming rich. Create a mutual win win atmosphere. People will be ready to do business with you. Let other people make it when you make it, and people will be ready to do business with you. Numero 4, I love this one. In your process of wealth creation, ladies and gentlemen, write these abbreviations down: OPM, OPK, OPC, OPO. Leverage. We've already explained what leverage is earlier. Leverage is the lever inside your jack that lifts a car up. So leverage OPM. OPM means other people's money. Leverage OPK. OPK means other people's knowledge. Leverage OPC. In my country, there is a group called Odua People's Congress. This is not OPC. This is other people's credibility. We have a young lady who helps us to market our estate. It's not that she is the greatest in selling. However, when people saw my face in her video bantering with her, boom, the thing went crazy, because whatever credibility they felt I had, they attached it to what she was selling and I was talking about. Number 4 is OPO, other people's opinion. Leverage wealth. You must know that you must use other people's money. You must use their knowledge. You must use their credibility. That's the reason you find they put influencers, they put people to endorse a product. Somebody to come and say, man, I used this thing. It was fantastic. And then the sale goes up. That's the reason you find a book is written and somebody says, can you do a forward for me on this book? Other people's credibility. And then there's OPO, which is other people's opinion. Not all opinions are favorable, and not all opinions should be taken on board. But there are opinions you should take, and you should work with it. It helps you to create wealth. If somebody tells you, I think this is how to do things, don't start arguing. You know, in the few years I've lived on earth, I've just seen that some people are very hard to teach. They do not know that you should put aside your argument and listen. What you could even do is ask questions. So why do you think I should do it that way? Why do you think I should do it this way? You may not even realize that the person who is talking to you is looking 10 miles ahead. He sees what you don't see. Very important. So, in developing yourself for wealth creation, number 5, recruit the best solid people, partners, and investors. Recruit people to work with you to become rich. Recruit partners. Recruit investors. You see, in wealth creation, if it is possible, I wish I could have somebody come to me and say, hey, Matthew Shimlowo, here is this amount of money. Return it to me as this with this kind of interest. That's an investor. Recruiting people to help you makes your vision happen quick. Here I'll tell a story, and I think I've told it at Wealth MAsterClass before. A young man was given the rights by a multivitamin company in the UK to represent them in the country of Nigeria. In my opinion, it's probably the biggest known in this part of the world, in the UK and even in Nigeria. At the time they gave him, he had no penny to deposit. Somebody else brought £7 million. The company said, we've made a commitment to this young man. Let him go and sell for a year. I called him to my office. I said, the opportunity they've given you is huge. What is your plan? I said, I'll be selling on the internet. I just shook my head. Most of you who use these multivitamins, wealthy guys, they are not the ones who every day will go on the internet and they'll be ordering, and DHL will come and deliver, and DHL may not deliver. They want to be able to pick it up, send their staff to pick it up somewhere, or you deliver to them. I say, why don't you look for investors? Open this thing up for investors to join you. No, he didn't. I think he probably felt, I don't want to share the profit. And he ended not having any profit because they canceled it. They canceled it. I'm sure they've gone to the highest bidder because business in this world is bottom line. Number 6, keep your zeal alive. When you start creating wealth, you're going to meet all kinds of obstacles. You got to keep your zeal alive. Let me not talk so much about that. There will be down times. There will be horrible times. There will be discouraging times. Always have something that motivates you, that kicks you out of bed. Number 7, read, which leads us to number 8, continuous learning. So reading and continuous learning are sisters. You can never, when you think you have known enough about wealth creation, then boom, something happens. When you inform yourself very well and you are not just copying, the problem with many people is that when they think they know, they don't know. You see, if you want to sell this cup, you can't queue behind those who have already been selling this cup. You must find a way to disrupt the market and make people to take their eye off other cup sellers and look at you. That's how to sell that cup and be the only one everybody's buying from. Disrupt the market. Disrupt